Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. Time to start supper. So tonight we're doing another recipe with my shredded chicken. So we're making cheesy barbecue bacon chicken casserole. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open my chicken. Hopefully everything fits in this bowl. If not, I'll have to get a bigger bowl. I'm going to pour that in the bowl. And then, before I put any of the sauces or anything, I'm going to put all the dry goods in there. I'm going to chop 2 green onions up pretty smooth. My next green onions, I'm going to try what my daughter-in-law does, and I'm going to try to grow my own green onions. Because how I was doing it, they just get mushy. And so, yeah. We're going to try it her way when I buy some. These ones are really tiny. So I'd like to go into Horrocks when we go over there this weekend to get plants. And actually pick a nice set out that I can, regrow. And if you guys can, if you can please like, share, subscribe, make comments, that would be great. YouTube is doing their thing again. So over here, I have my noodles cooking. You don't have to use the colored ones, but I like those. I think they're pretty. And it says only to use 12 ounces. I'm using the full 16. I don't know what I would do with the extra 2 ounces, so or 4 ounces, whatever it happens to be. So we also need, gotta take it off my mug, huh? We need a whole red onion. I know I have a half of one, but I'm going to use the rest of that one up tomorrow with what I'm making. So I'm going to use the whole one up for this recipe, and then the other half tomorrow with that recipe. Alrighty. Ta-da! And I'm assuming that it's smaller dices, like not real big or anything like that, because you don't want it so pronounced that that's all you taste is onion. At least I wouldn't think so. Because the only thing it says is diced. So it doesn't say how much or anything. There's going to be a lot of onion in there. That's alright though. I like onion, especially red onion. So I hope you guys' day is going well. I took a nap and thank goodness one of my friends called. I overslept my alarm. My shoulder and neck has been hurting really bad for the last couple weeks. And the only time it's relieved is if I lay down. And well, I overslept, so I'm really glad she called. So I got to hear from 2 of my friends today. That was nice. I went out and got a graduation card. My cousin's daughter graduates in a couple days here, but her party is for Memorial Day weekend. And I don't think we're going to be going down there because we have, a lot of other things we want to do that weekend, like graves and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to go to it. So I'm just going to send her a card and money. Alright, let me get that other half and then I'll be right back. Alright, so now we need a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we need a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, but you could also use the fire roasted, but I'm just using my can and just drain it. Then we need a half a teaspoon of black pepper. That should be good. And then we need a cup of sour cream. If we need more, because I used more pasta, I can always add more. It's the taking out that's the problem, right? Alright, so we got a cup of the sour cream. Alright, and then we need a cup of your favorite barbecue sauce. Let me stir my noodles here. And like I say, I can add more if it's not wet enough or whatever. I don't like real dry food, so that would be something too. You would think that it wouldn't make that noise after just a cup, would you? Shows you how really little that there is in your stuff. Alright. Now it calls for half a pound of bacon. And it says if you know, to save some of your bacon grease, but as you guys know, I pre-fry mine and put it in the freezer. And you want to leave a little bit so you can put it on the top. Yeah, I'm wondering if my noodles will all fit in there. We shall see, won't we? Alright, let me get this broke up in there and then finish up my noodles, and I'll be right back. If I can get done right here. Alright, so now we also need about 1.25 cups of cheese. I had to go to a different bowl. My real big bowl was in the refrigerator with my watermelon, so yeah. I'm going to do 2 great big handfuls. That to me I think will be enough. And we're going to get that all stirred up together. It does have lots of color to it. But I have a feeling I'll be adding more sour cream and more barbecue sauce, because I think those 4 ounces of noodles probably made a big difference. And I didn't put my towel on my leg. But we'll see once I get it all added in there. Actually, you know what? This one looks really good enough you could eat it as a cold salad. You know what I mean? Maybe not, but looks pretty yummy this way. Alright, let's get that all mixed up. Alright, so now it's all mixed up and in the pan. Isn't that beautiful? Actually, I tasted it cold. And you guys, if you didn't want to take it, heat it up to go to like a barbecue or something, it would be fine cold. It actually tastes really good. So then we're going to put that last cup of cheese on top. I just want to make sure it's covered. It doesn't have to be real thick or anything. It was really, really tasty cold. I'm not going to lie. And then we want to take that bacon and decorate the top with it. The leftover bacon. And I didn't have to add any more of the sauces. It mixed together fine. And then we're going to take those 2 green onions. and get those put on top. This is actually a very tasty dish, I can tell you already. And it's probably only going to get better with it being baked. So we're going to put it in a 375 oven. For 20 to 25 minutes. So I set my timer for 20. I think this is going to be a winner chicken dinner for sure. It's really tasty. So I can only imagine once it's been heated up and the extra cheese on top, it's going to be delightful. So I will come back when it's finished and let's give it a try. Tom does have chiropractor tonight. He couldn't make Monday, so he's going to be home a little bit later than usual, but we'll still get her done. I got to thinking, I had those 4 biscuits left from the other day, and it's a pasta dish, so why not have bread with it? But then I had another idea. Why couldn't I cut these in half, just like that, and let's make garlic bread out of them. And not in the way you think, but remember when I went down to Bronson the other day, I did remember to get the garlic one. I forgot to get the honey one. So what if we put a nice coat of that garlic on top of each one and put it in the oven? Make them nice and hot. The butter will melt and hopefully go right down inside of the bun. Might not turn out very good, but you know what? It might be really, really good. Who knows? And then I use up my biscuits too. So I figured, might as well try it. Why not? Alrighty. Boy, doesn't that look good. Yummy. And there's our biscuits. I gotta take a quick bite of the biscuits. It's really hot though. So let's see. Oh. If you haven't tried the garlic butter, try it. Really good. So, as soon as Tom gets here, we'll meet you at the table. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
A little late today, too, huh?
Yeah. Traffic visible.
There's dinner.
We actually had a guy drive down the wrong side of the highway and run into his own way.
What an idiot. Give her a try.
Delish.
You're not tired of the chicken recipes yet? So try those biscuits. I put that garlic butter spread on there. What do you think?
They're good.
How is everything, Jack?
Everything's very good.
There we go. Winner, winner, another chicken dinner.
We're winner, another chicken dinner.
Alrighty. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
You guys have a great night.